Hello everybody. Okay, welcome to another YouTube video, and in this video I'm going to be talking to you about needles, the right needles to use for your machine, your different types of machine. Before I go on, did you see my last video on how to make a kimono? A nice, beautiful, fitting kimono. If you didn't, please catch up with that. Okay, so let's go right into needles. So there are different types of machines. Of course, there's the tabletop sewing machine, the one that we call the electric sewing machine. There is the industrial sewing machine. There is the weaving machine. There is the manual sewing machine, and just many more. But I'm going to be focusing on 4 types of sewing machines. That's these 4 that I just mentioned. I'm going to be focusing on these 4, and those are the machines that I'm going to be showing you their needles. So I have 4 needles here with me. They're all violin needles. Look at the name. They are all violin needles. I like violin because they're really durable, like really durable and strong. There's also the orange needle, but I like the violin needle. So I have 4 different types of needles here for 4 different machines. I'm going to start with this one. This is DB needle. I don't know if you can see all of the details on it. It says DB, 10 pieces, size 16. That's what this one is. And DB is for the industrial sewing machine, the big industrial sewing machine, the ones that have ML, 2 Lion, Brother, different brands. So this is the one that you use for it, this DB. And it comes in different sizes. It has size 14, size 16, size 18, depending on the thickness or the lightness of the fabric that you are sewing. So if you're sewing like a light fabric, you use 14. If you're sewing something medium, you use 16. I have 16 because I always buy 16 because my fabrics are always between light and heavy. They're not exactly heavy and they're not exactly light. And then if you're sewing something thick, you use size 18 because it can punch bigger holes. The next one is DC. DC is for industrial weaving machine, the machine that we call the overlock machine, the machine that helps you to seal the edges of your outfit. This is a needle I use for it. It is called DC. So the numbers are different. I mean, the letters are different, and I'm not even sure why, but this is DB for D for dog, B for banana. Then this is DC, D for dog, C for Cameroon. So yes, and this is size 14. I've always bought size 14 because, of course, my fabrics are like, you know, medium weight, so I don't need something that is for heavy duty fabric. So yes, this is why I use size 14. And the peculiarity of the DC needle is that it is the shortest. It is the shortest of all the needles. Let me show you. So this is the size of the DC needle. Let me show you one of the DB. This is the DB needle, this is the DC. When you place both of them together like this, making sure that their heads meet here, you can see here that they are not the same in length. This one is considerably shorter. That's the DC, the one for the weaving. Okay, so the next one is HA needles, and of course it's still violin, and this is size 16. Like I said, I stick to size 16 because my fabrics are like medium weight, and it also comes in size 14 and size 18 as well. So if you want to make like something heavy, you use the size 18, something really light, size 14. And this is for the machine that we call tabletop electric machine, you know, the small one, this machine, yes. So this is the one for it, HA. This HA also works for the manual sewing machine. So the manual sewing machine is the one that we Nigerians call the black head. And that's because, of course, the head is black. So this is the needle that you can also use this for that. Matter of fact, I've even heard that if you want to sew something stretchy on the black head sewing machine, that the HA needle would work for you. I've never tried it because I don't own a manual sewing machine. So, but if you have one, you can try and give us feedback in the comment section. And lastly, this is the DP sewing needle. This DP sewing needle is for the blackhead sewing machine. It is perfect for the blackhead sewing machine. And again, I have size 16. I don't own a manual sewing machine, but I just have one around just in case, you know, So I just have one around, but I don't own a manual sewing machine. I'm going to go ahead now and show you how to put in these needles into these various machines, because sometimes when you're sewing and your thread just keeps cutting and cutting and cutting, you might think, oh, it's a problem with the machine, but no, it's probably just your needle that you need to position properly. So let's go over to the sewing machine and then let me show you how you can impute all of these needles. I won't be showing for the DP because I don't have a manual machine, but I can assure you that the same way I'm putting the one for the industrial is also the same way you put in the one for the manual. So let's go to the machine. Okay, so our first stop will be the industrial sewing machine, the straight sewing machine, and this is the needle of the machine, and I'm going to be using a screwdriver to get the needle out. So you don't even need to completely remove your screw for your needle to come out. So this is the needle of the machine, and then this needle has two sides. So if you look here, you can see that this middle part has like a divide. It's like there's a division here. I can put my fingernail inside here like this, but on this side it's smooth. There's nothing here. So but this other side has an opening, so I can put my fingernail inside here. So this part that has this middle divide thing is the part that stays on the outer side of the machine here. So if I'm going to be putting in this needle into my sewing machine, I'm going to be turning this needle like this. It's going to be like this. So this smooth part stays here, the divide part stays here. So it goes in like this. And you make sure that it is accurate, such that your needle, one part is like, it's not slightly facing forward or anything. Make sure that it goes in and it sits right, and then you can screw this right back. So that's it. It stays and it's perfect. So this is how to fix the needle for the industrial sewing machine, making sure that it is sitting right, so that when you're sewing, it will not be cutting. So let me show you the one for the industrial weaving machine. This is the industrial weaving sewing machine, the interlocking machine, and this is how it looks. So I'm just going to open up this one. So to open up this part, you just press this knob here, and then this comes open, and then I move this like this so that I'm able to access my needle peacefully. And then I'll use the hand wheel to raise this. And so I have access to my needle now. So it's the way we fix the needle for this machine is different from the way we fix the one for the industrial straight sewing machine. For this machine, this is the kind of, I don't want to call this a screwdriver because the mouth is just like circle. But this is the kind of screwdriver that your machine comes with, and this is what you're able to use to open it. So now, for you to open this machine, this hole right here is where this goes. So I need to bring this tripod closer so that you see what I'm showing you. Beautiful. So this hole here is where this screw goes into. I'm just going to put this screw. I'm going to find the name of this thing and put it in the video. I'm going to put it in here, and I'll turn it just a bit. Make sure that you do not lose this thing all the way to the end. I have a story of losing it all the way to the end, and it fell off, and I looked for it for like 3 days. I did not sweep my store for 3 days because if I swept it, I never would have found this thing. So make sure that you don't be like me and lose it all the way to the end. So this is the DC needle that I showed you at the beginning. This is how it looks. And for this one as well, it has the divide here. It has this part that has a division, and then the back is smooth. So for this part, for this DC, the part that has this division stays in front. You know, for the industrial sewing machine, our needle was like this, sideways, like this, and the holes were on both sides of it. For this machine, it sits like this. The hole is facing you, like this. this hole is facing you. So I'm just going to put it right back, and then I'll screw back. So yeah, this is how this one works. So the next one we're going to now is the tabletop sewing machine. Don't forget that the way I put my needle for the industrial sewing, industrial straight sewing, is also how you put for your manual. I don't have a manual machine to show you right now, so I'm just going to go over to the next and the last one, which is the tabletop sewing machine. Okay, so this is the one for the tabletop sewing machine, the electric sewing machine, and this is how you take it out. You just loosen this screw at the top of this place and bring it out. And there's something also peculiar about this needle. This needle has one side of it flat and the other side round. This side is flat, this side is round. And so literally, it can only stay one way. There's no, oh, this part stays here and this part stays here. The other ones are like round at the top all through. But this one, because of how they've made it, that one side is flat and one side is round, you already know that if I put it this way and it doesn't fit, I just need to turn it around and it's going to fit. That's it. So even with this one, the part that has the division is what stays in front. But because of that flat and round part of the head, it just really guides you. Like, it just helps you to put it in nicely. And then when you put it in, you just screw this back, and that's it. This one is actually the easiest of all of them, and that's it. So thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. I hope you learned one or two things. Please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, turn on your notification bell for next week's video. Bye.